Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lala and you're watching Lala Level Up. So I don't know why, as soon as I sit down to film this video, my neighbors decide to like play music. So I pray that you cannot hear it in the video, but if you can, I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna make the video too long. I'ma just say my piece and be out. So this video, as you can see by the title, is about how women are more than mothers and wives. Mothers and wives. And you know what? Being a mother and being a wife is a beautiful thing. One day in life, I want to be a mother and a wife. But I recognize that all because I'm a woman, or because I'm a female, doesn't mean that my whole entire existence sums up to be a mother and a wife. Like, I am more than that. I can be a boss, I can be a businesswoman, I can be an entrepreneur, I can make a way for myself. I don't have to just be those two things. Even though they're both amazing things, like as women, we are so much more than just that. And I think society should stop putting pressure on women to get pregnant and to get married. Because for one, why are you checking for my womb? Can you just let my womb be in my body? Because it's in my body. So whenever I decide to have children, and even if I don't decide, women don't have to have kids. Women don't have to have kids. I mean, some women have to have kids or else we're gonna go extinct in the human race, but not every single woman on the planet has to have children. Like, respect women's choices and let them do what they want to do. As long as it's not hurting you or hurting anyone else, I don't understand why people care so much. A lot of that too be coming from our elders, like, girl, when you gonna get married? When you gonna have a kid? And I get that because back in their day, that's what women did. They got married and they had kids, that was it. They were just stay-at-home moms. They didn't work, they didn't have real independence. They just had a man taking care of them and had kids that they were taking care of. But in today's society, people have to accept that women are more than just that. And if I don't want to be a wife and if I don't want to be a mom, I don't have to. There are women out here who are choosing just to be single. Some women don't want to get married, and that's on them. I respect them. Even though I personally don't agree with that, I believe we should be finding our pair in life and getting married and making this spiritual soul connection. And we should be producing offspring, in my opinion. But we don't have to, and I respect every single woman who has their own belief and the way they want to live their lives. My thoughts do not overpower the next person's thoughts, or my beliefs are not better or bigger than someone else's beliefs. Like, everybody just need to respect everybody and let women do what they want to do. And if I end up not being a wife or a mom, don't try to make me feel bad for that. Don't try to look at me and say I'm less of a woman now because I decided not to get wifed. If I decide not to get wifed up, just using an example, it's not because I can't. Because there's men throwing themselves at me every single day. It's that I don't decide to, if that's what I ever decided to do. When it comes to having children, it's such a blessing to have a child. I don't have any children yet, but I know a lot of mothers, and I see my mom raise us, and I think it's a very beautiful thing to have children, to have your own little offspring and raise them up the way you want them to be and things of that nature. But you cannot put me in a box and say, this is what my whole entire existence is for, and anything I do is just extra. Because really, I'm just here to be a mom and a wife. So anything I do is extra, and it's just, okay, sprinkles on the ice cream. And it's like, no. For a long time, I was focused on that, hyper focused on being a wife, on love. And then thinking, okay, well, first I gotta find my husband, then we're gonna have this beautiful love story, then we're gonna get married, then we're gonna have kids, and just like painting my life out in this perfect way. And life doesn't always work like that, for one. And for two, I should never have been hyper focused on love. I should have been hyper focused on my goals, things that are gonna build me up, you know, instead of searching for love in every single person that I met that showed me romantic interest. And instead of thinking, you know, I didn't have the best childhood, so I want to be able to provide that for my child. Now, those are beautiful things, but honestly, ladies, you should be focused on yourself before you focus on getting married, a relationship, and producing children. Because you can get married, you can have kids, whatever, but if you get divorced and your kids grow up, what do you have for yourself? What do you have for yourself? Because you've dedicated your life to other people, you have nothing for yourself. You were a selfless wife and a mother, and you gave so much to other people. You contributed your whole entire being to these other people. Now that they're grown and the man done left your ass, and so, that's not always the case. Sometimes you can stay married forever, obviously. But just saying, like, what about you as an individual? What do you have for yourself? What do you have to be proud of yourself besides those two things? As a woman, like, even your education, like, are you educated? Not everyone has to go to college, but do you even have your high school diploma? Do you have your GED? Like, if you had to be independent from that man, and if you just so happen to never have kids, let's say, like, you know, not every woman can have children. Like, everybody's body is different. Some people are not able to have children medically. So let's say your whole life you set yourself up to say, yes, I'm going to be a mother and I'm going to be a wife and I don't care about nothing else. Let's say you're 40 and you still ain't met your husband, which is okay. You can meet people late in life. But you're 40, you still ain't met your husband, and you find out that you're not able to have children. So now you have these 40 years of your life, not your entire life, but let's just say you've had all this time that you were so hyper focused on things outside of you, just to realize my life. Like, I'm not here on planet Earth. God did not create me. I did not be placed on planet Earth just to give to others and to have nothing for me. Nothing. Just for those two things. I'm just here to be a servant. Think about it. Like, if we are only mothers and wives, we're literally only here to serve other people, to give. And I know women are nurturers. We provide love and comfort and nurture and motivation and all of that to the people around us. But I am more than that. I am more than somebody who's supposed to serve my family. I am more than that. You know, women are more than what society has renegated us to for a long time. I hope I use that word right. But we are so much more than that, you know? And this has been on my mind for a while because, like I told you, I focus so much on love. I wanted to be loved so bad. I felt so unloved the entirety of my life. Besides me feeling like my grandparents loved me, outside of them, I never felt loved at all. The only time I would feel loved is when I was in relationships. So I stayed in relationships back to back ever since I was honestly like 13, low-key. I kind of just stayed in relationships back to back. I had like 2-3 year relationships back to back. Me being single right now is the longest I've ever been single. It's been about 6 years that I've been single. And to someone else, that might sound like a long time, me being single since 2017 and we're now in 2023. You know, during that time, I did get into situations with other people, but to say I'm in an official relationship where, you know, this has significance, no. So I'm just gonna say I've been single for all this time because I have been. And I've taken a lot of time to learn. I've still made some mistakes, but I can see now that I am so much bigger than a relationship. I am so much bigger than just caring for kids. And those are beautiful things, but my existence is so much more than that. I can be whoever I wanna be. Women, you can be whoever you want to be. Your whole life should not be just dedicated to a man. Be dedicated to your kids. Your kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna have their own lives. They're gonna get married too, and they're gonna branch off from you, and they're gonna have their own lives as they should. So what are you gonna do when that happens? What do you do if you don't meet that man and you're middle aged now? So at the age of what, 45, then you're gonna start to rebuild yourself back up as a woman and focus on other things? I feel like these are lessons we need to learn when we're young. And when we're young, we make a lot of mistakes. I'm 28. I'm just now really getting to the realization of F all of that other stuff. Focus on you, babe, because you can never regret time that you spent on yourself. You can never regret, you know, money, time, resources, effort that you invested into yourself, into your goals, into your crafts. And it took me a while to realize this. Like 28, I'm still young, but I'm grown at the same time. you know, but I wouldn't change my story for nothing. I wouldn't change my journey for anything, because the way my mind is lined up now, I only see success in my future because I'm not dealing with the same BS I used to deal with, and because I realized my purpose, and because I know I'm more than a mother, and I'm more than a wife. And my role as a woman is to serve me first, because when I am good internally, externally, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, then I can be so much better, that much better, to my entire environment, my entire community, my family, the people closest to me, co-workers, whoever it is. When I'm great internally and I put in time in myself and I invested in myself and I healed my trauma and I did the work and I present myself in the world as a wonderful woman who has her head on straight, who takes care of herself, who respects herself for real, who carries herself with class and grace, then I can be so much better to other people around me because I'm good inside. So naturally, the only thing I can produce is light when I am light. You know, not to say you don't have your shadow side or whatever. You know, yin yang, we work in tandem where our negative, positive energy, our masculine and feminine energy. I'll do a whole video about that. But you're still gonna have your shadow side or whatever. But as a whole, like, the majority of me, I'm light. I'm filled with light. I'm filled with love. And I give love. You know, I shed my light. I share my light. I shine my light. I don't dim myself around other people. And I know who I am. And it takes time to figure this out. It really takes soul searching, going deep inside yourself, doing things that people don't like to do because it's uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my hair right. You know, because they hit me on a point and then it starts like going flat. And it's like, why does the volume just go down? I just really need to pick my hair good or something. Because I like my hair to be like super big. Okay, let me stop. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, we are so much more than that, ladies. You can still have those things and have something for yourself. But, oh yeah, like I was really saying, soul searching, like that's what people need to do as a community, as an entity, as a society, as people on planet Earth. We inhabit this earth, whatever. And it's like, oh, we are inhabitants who inhabit the earth. Okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying. And it's like, we need to get deep into our trauma, into our past. And I know people don't like to do that. A lot of people just like to move forward. Like, why am I going in the past? Like, that then happened. I ain't got time for that. I gotta move forward. But you don't understand, what you're not getting, is that things in your present and in your future may be affected because you didn't deal with your trauma. So you might be trying to move past it because you're like, oh, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to feel those emotions again. I don't want to open the wound. Understandable. But you're not getting, beloved, is that you do need to work on those things because they're going to show up later on in your life in different areas. They're going to show up in relationships. When you meet that person who you know is the one, it's going to show up in that relationship, and it could potentially put it at jeopardy. You might have an amazing thing, a great thing, but it might not work out because you have trauma that you didn't heal yourself from, and now it's showing up in your relationship and it's affecting your relationship. That's just an example. It could be so many things. God will give you opportunities, but if you're not all the way where you need to be, you're gonna fumble it. You're gonna fumble it. This has happened to me many times where, like, I had something good in my life. It doesn't have to be a perfect person. It could be anything. I had something good, but I didn't know how to care for it, or it didn't last because I didn't heal my trauma. When I got my blessing, or when I was in the situation, or when I was in that place, or wherever it was, I wasn't able to really, like, make it flourish the way I was supposed to, or handle it the way I was supposed to, or carry it with grace and delicacy like I was supposed to, because I didn't heal from my own traumas. And I end up messing up very good things for myself because I didn't heal from my traumas, and it was showing up in many areas of my life to where I just couldn't deny it anymore. I'm like, no, I have to sit down and really be real and honest with myself, pull out that pen, pull out that paper, and sit down with myself and be like, why am I the way I am? Why do I do the things that I do? Like, how did I get here? For real. Once you start, like, peeling back the layers of the onion, that's when you'll be like, you have your eureka moment, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. Oh, I actually I actually get it now. I know why I'm this toxic ass person or whatever it is. Like, I'm kidding, but like, whatever it is, it's like, I know why I am the way I am, and I know why I do the things I do now, and why I push away people, and whatever it is. Why I'm so angry. Sometimes people be so mad, they don't even know why they're so mad. People be so sad. They just became so sad all the time. It just became a part of their routine, just being sad, feeling this emotion, that it became like their second home, second nature to them, to just be sad, experience sadness, that sometimes they don't even know why they're sad anymore. They don't even know why they're sad anymore. They've just been sad every day. Like, you just get so accustomed to these emotions that you feel over and over again, that at some point you're like, I don't even know why I'm sad. I just know I've been sad every day. I just been crying every day, and I don't even know. When I sit down and try to think, like, why am I even sad? Why am I mad? Like, why am I even crying right now? Like, you know, and then when you look around and be like, okay, nothing is perfect, but at least you still have breath in your lungs. Like, you're still alive. And from the way I see it, if you're still alive, that means God still got something for you. You still have purpose here. Your time is not up for a reason. So be grateful that that's the situation and move forward the way you need to move forward. See yourself as more than just a giver, a provider, and give and provide for yourself. That's all I have to say. As always, you can be, do, and have whatever you desire. You are limitless. Until next time, Lala Level